Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser, and I am back. I have decided to crawl out from the rock I've been hiding under to give you guys a Forbidden Kingdom 2023 lineup review. I have been kind of taking a break from the YouTube stuff a little bit. If you guys couldn't tell, if you didn't know, I made a video talking about my mental state a few months back, just kind of stating where I was at and how I was burning myself out, and just fighting this pressure that doesn't exist as a content creator to post every day and beat the algorithm and try and go viral and, maximize on profits. And, I'm done kind of trying to make it. I'm just trusting the process, enjoying the journey, and just posting when I feel like it, when I feel creative, when I'm inspired. And this lineup definitely got me feeling creative and inspired and excited for festival season. I swear, every time I was on Instagram this morning when the lineup came out, I just would refresh my feed, and another artist I was following was playing this festival. So I was just like, yep, it's just as stacked as Pepe said it was going to be. And that's the main reason why I decided to go this year, because Pepe was hyping it up so much on his tweets, on Twitter. And I was really looking forward to the lineup, even though Bree was like, hey, I want to do something different this year. I don't know if I want to go to Forbidden Kingdom in the heat. We got to fly. And, we've done it 2 years in a row. We kind of know what it's going to be like. And the main reason that I go to this festival is for the artists, As far as Insomniac goes, it's not like too bells and whistly, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles like EDC has. It's very kind of like core dubstep. It's not really immersive, but it is only 2 days. And it is, kind of like a subgenre. It's a focused demographic. It's for the bass kids. It's not for the candy kids. Yeah, Forbidden Kingdom definitely draws a lot of attention and spark and just creates a lot of buzz in the dubstep community. And like I said, I've been the last 2 years, and I do have vlogs on the channel that really kind of showcase the raw and organic experience when I leave my Airbnb to when I, come home from the festival. I show you guys the travel, the lines, security, the crowd, the layout of the festival, the merch, the vendors, all of it. I try and make it feel like you guys are actually at the festival and see everything it has to offer, and not just the artsy cinematic stuff you get in the after movie. So if you don't know me, that's what I do. I've been doing this since 2018, and I've been doing it at Forbidden Kingdom the last 2 years. So if you're interested and curious to see what the event is like, definitely check it out. You'll feel like you are there probably in the crowd right in front of the mosh pit. And before we get into the lineup real quick, there are a few things I want to mention about this festival, just as some quick tips and disclaimers to get you guys a little bit more prepared, and just some things to mention and note. It is going to be extremely hot, brutally hot even, so just prepare for that. You're gonna have to pace yourself, and it's gonna be really hard to see a whole entire set for a whole entire hour at that crowd in the heat with no shade. There are shade spots and places to chill out and get away from the sun, but that is gonna cut into your time of seeing sets. So don't have such a tight schedule. Really kind of make sure you take care of yourself. And with that being said, it is gonna be very intense, non-stop, go go go, just mosh pit, high energy, going crazy. And that's just the kind of energy Forbidden Kingdom brings. So, you're gonna want to get there early, because there's gonna be acts you want to see. You're gonna be out there in the scorching heat from 1 o'clock till 11 p.m. and there's gonna be very little breaks. So just know that it's intense. There's gonna be very few breaks, and you're gonna want to see a lot of artists, and there's gonna be a lot of running back and forth between stages. So it does get chaotic, and that's why I advise just go with the flow, take care of yourself, get out of the sun, grab a drink, and enjoy yourself the best as you can with your homies. So now, let's dive into this lineup. Forbidden Kingdom, Phase 1, at the Orlando Amphitheater, going down June 9th and 10th, 2023. Kicking off, we have 12th Planet playing a lakeside sunset set. So the lakeside is right by the secondary stage, which is actually a kind of permanent stage at the Orlando Amphitheater, and they change the production layout every year slightly. And that stage actually hits just as hard as a main stage, and in my opinion, could be a secondary main stage. Next up, we have Airglow, who I'm not familiar with. Artix is going to be fucking crazy. Artix had his US debut at Forbidden Kingdom, going back to Rapid Point Blank. I saw it, and it was fucking insane. Mosh pits, rhythm, IDs, high energy, and just, active hands, chopping, what I'm saying? He's just literally had my jaw to the floor. And I've gotten really cool with Artix. He showed a lot of support, and I got to film for him a couple times, and I really hope that I get to film him. I think he's even playing main stage, I saw, so that's just going to be so fucking crazy. And it'll be even crazier to get to film him and just capture that moment, whether it's from the pit or on stage. I'm definitely going to be there supporting the homie. Next up, we have AT Aliens. They're kind of like a Forbidden Kingdom staple. It seems like they're always on this lineup, and you guys kind of know what you're going to get with them. If you've seen them, it's going to be a little bit of heavy, a little bit of weird, nice infusion, but definitely more high energy in their live sets than in their produced stuff. We listen to them, on SoundCloud or Spotify. Next up, we have Audigy, who I've seen before, way back in the day. I haven't actually seen him since he's blown up, but someone that's going to be very heavy and high energy. Beast Boy, I'm not too familiar with. Bensley back-to-back Justin Hawks. I'm not sure, honestly. That could be drum and bass. That could be more melodic. I'm not too sure, honestly. We have a blanked out name here, which I'm not even going to try and guess. And then this next one here is something you guys are not going to want to miss. A very stacked back-to-back, which Forbidden Kingdom is also known for. We have Blank Face, back-to-back Decimate, back-to-back Blood Thinners, bro. A little Savage Society takeover, and that is going to be fucking insane. Heavy rhythm, heavy chops, and a lot of doubles, I would imagine, coming crazy from those dudes right there. Next up, we have Boogie T. Know what you're going to get, that wonky, wobbly kind of vibe. Then we have Borgor, another kind of like dubstep OG. Going to give you a lot of high energy, bouncy kind of stuff. Can give you like a party, you know, like dubstep daddy kind of vibe, Borgor daddy, you know what I'm saying? But can also fucking like give you that heavy, crazy tear out stuff. He has a lot of heavy collabs, and you know, Bygor just has a lot of really kind of like heavy dubstep anthems that like you wouldn't even realize are off Borgor or Bygor. Next up we have Buku, who is more on the chill side and kind of like in that experimental realm. Next up we have Calcium, who I just recently saw at the Av in Philly. Playing with Keizo, Versa, and Automate. It was fucking insane. And Calcium has been slinging all original sets for so long. Yeah, I saw him at Big Dub in 2021, and he announced he was going to be playing an all original set.
We just got word we got an all original Calcium set for 1 hour.
And then I saw him again, I think at Lost Lands, and it was an all original set. And then I saw him again here in Philly, and it was an all original set. I saw him after the show, and I was like, bro, are you just slinging all original sets for like the rest of your career? And he was just like, you know, he has that much music. And that's what I said. It's actually sick to do that, because as an artist, when you're playing to a live crowd and you have those kind of fans, they want to hear your music. They don't want to hear what artists that you like and support. They might, but that's what I think is so cool. And like, an artist like Calcium has so much music, he can just play all original tunes for the whole entire hour and just give you IDs, classics, collabs, and it's just that it just meshes so well, and it makes sense. So big ups to Calcium. He's one of the only artists doing that nowadays, giving you all original sets, and like if you know, you know. Next up we have Silu, who I'm not familiar with. Chasing Status, DJ set. I think that's DMB, but I'm not sure, honestly. Next up, Chibs. This is like one of the biggest highlights on the lineup. This dude does not come around often, and when he does, he fucking destroys. I have never seen him live myself, but I have seen him on YouTube several times, and he just blows the internet up, bro. He doesn't get to perform that often. That's why when he does, there's so much hype around him, and he lives up to the hype. So make sure you get there early, and make sure you see Chibs, because that is a set you are not going to want to miss after Forbidden Kingdom, and it's going to be a treat, and you will thank me later. Next up, we have Chimera, back-to-back Veins. I'm pretty sure these dudes are Florida locals, and they are big rhythm dudes, and they're going to definitely be giving you that underground rhythm sound, and they're going to be going crazy, I would imagine. Next up, we have K-Dubs, another artist who's going to be going crazy, giving you the slice and dice treatment, chopping it up on all 4 decks, giving you those doubles, triples, and those quads, and just giving you a nice mesh of heavy dubstep with the high energy and the crazy, bouncy rhythm. Just, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. Next up, we have Corey Devine. I'm not too familiar with. Cyclops has been buzzing on my feed recently. He's been doing a lot of trolling with the AI and that stuff, but he's also been making some really cool music and has been making really good music for a long time, honestly, man. It's a nice, you know, I guess, mesh of like heavy and weird. It's not really dubstep heavy. It's just like, it's not experimentally weird. It's like weird and heavy, if that makes sense. Kind of like an AT Aliens vibe. But I don't know, Cyclops, I don't know, he's kind of in his own lane, man. He's really cool. It really sticks out to me, and that's why, even though he's like an experimental artist, you know, a weird artist, I fuck with him a lot. Next up, we have Dak Daniels, who I just recently saw at Northern Invasion in Montreal, and then I recently got to do an interview with as well, and just chatted with him for like an hour, just about skateboarding and 40-ounce coal and the community and dubstep, and yeah, it was awesome, and his set was so fucking heavy. You know, if you're into that tear out heavy kind of shit, you are definitely gonna fuck with Dak Daniels. Next up, we have another blurred out name. Then we get Diesel, who you guys just know is gonna be bringing you probably the most hottest poppin' tracks of Beatport's Top 100. Not to be a hater, but he's just really supporting a lot of, you know, artists and the community, you know, and an artist like that who has 200,000 followers and he plays out your track. You know, he's a famous household name. Not even a name in EDM. He's a household name. Your fucking parents know who Shaquille O'Neal is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to have an artist like that know you and your music and play it out in front of his crowd, it's going to boost you up as well. So you got to give props to Shaq. He is not doing it for the money. He's doing it for the culture and for the fun. Next up, we have Dirty Snatcher, another OG who's been fucking up SoundCloud for years. He has that OG Dirty Snatcher sound. It's kind of like an OG, like 2016 dubstep kind of sound. And he just has been making it still relevant, man. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but that Dirty Snatcher sound, it's like, you know when you hear it, man. And he's been just pioneering that sound for so long. We have Discovery Project, which is an Insomniac, DJ battle kind of, submission kind of thing. Next up, we have DMVU Back to Act S-Fam, which is going to be very weird, experimental, and trippy. Dream Takers, I'm not familiar with. Drink Your Water, who has been fucking killing it, buzzing and blowing up, playing shows all over the place, opening up for acts like Excision, and he has shown mad support to me and my brand, and just been so cool as a person. We chit-chat here and there, and he's actually playing the day after I get back from Forbidden Kingdom. Well, we probably all get back. He's playing at the Mirage with Excision the 11th, and I'm trying to go to that show as well. 9 and 10 Forbidden Kingdom, and then we back in New York on the 11th for the Brooklyn Mirage, Excision, Space Laces, Lays, Drink Your Water, and I think somebody else is playing there too. But with Drink Your Water, you're gonna get a nice mix of heavy and weird. He has this, like, I like to call it this, like, liquidy, drippy kind of sound / vibe, and he can do a lot of, he's got like the Dirty 130 tracks that are just mad slow and stompy. He's got some heavy shit. He's even got some rhythm vibes as well, and it is just a really cool, fresh sounding set every time. Big ups to Kevin. Next up, we have Eliminate, which I'm not too familiar with, honestly. I haven't seen too many Eliminate sets. He's a a popular DJ. He's a popular artist, but he's just not really on my radar like that. I'm into the more heavy terror stuff, and he kind of has more of like a Ray Volpe vibe, I feel like. Just kind of like that happy, upbeat, kind of dubstep. Not so melodic or like, color dubstep, color based, but just not heavy enough for me. Amorphic, though, is heavy enough, and I know Amorphic's gonna fucking snap and go crazy. I know Amorphic more as a DJ than a producer. Well, that's what really caught my attention, but now he's really he's just the full package. I know he can throw it down, bro. When he freestyles and when he's really trying to, like, when he's comfortable and doesn't have to worry about messing up, because I feel like now he's playing in front of massive crowds. He's like playing it safe and not going as crazy as he usually does do. But I've seen this dude sling 4 decks like no one's business, bro, right in front of my eyes, just chopping this fast and just the transitions, the fake outs, he leaves you on your feet, bro, and it is insane. And I hope that he snaps, and I hope he gets more comfortable playing on these big stages, bro, because that dude can fucking spin as good as Subtronics, bro. Like, y'all know Subtronics for chopping that good, and he being live, Amorphic can do that too, bro. I'm telling you. Next up, we have Excision twice. Excision and Excision Detox set, and neither of those sets you're going to want to miss because you guys know how hard Excision throws down. Either way, bro, the visuals, the production, the sound, it is always there, and it never fucking disappoints. So that's that. Don't miss Excision, either set. And I've missed plenty of Detox sets myself, and I'm going to stop doing that, bro, because they still always hit. And then I get FOMO when I see Detox set and I missed it. I'm like, yeah, I'm into the more heavy shit. I can miss the Detox set. And then I see the Detox set. I'm like, yo, that shit was still heavy as fuck. Next up, we have Flux Pavilion, who is going to be... I recently saw him not too long ago on a boat party, and it was not the Flux Pavilion I was expecting. But, he's also, like, not the Flux Pavilion he was 10 years ago, and everybody was listening to him, So, like, I get it. But that's not somebody I'd probably be checking out on this lineup, even though he is a legend. It's not the kind of vibe I'm into anymore. Next up, we have Fury with MC Dino, which I'm pretty sure is DMB. Next up, we have another blurred out name, Gentlemen's Club, bro. Another one you are not going to want to miss. These dudes have not been around. They have been, like, off the radar, bro. But they are so fucking good, and they are so heavy, and they have so many IDs, and the production is so crazy, and they're just like a treat. They don't come around often, but they are like low-key pioneers. They've been doing this shit forever, and they just really be fucking it up, bro. I've only seen them like twice, if I recall. Ever After in like 2018, and that footage doesn't even exist anymore, and at a 12th Planet show that I got kicked out of, Avant Gardner. Y'all remember that one, right? Oh man, this is a crazy lineup. Then we have another blurred out name, to be announced. Then we have Goon, who I'm not familiar with, honestly. Graphics I'm not familiar with. Green Matter, I'm not familiar with either, but Hamro, dude, he has also been killing it, repping Savage Society, dude. This dude, his production, his mixing, his chopping, his song selection is fucking crazy, and his energy as well, dude. I cannot wait to see what this dude is going to throw down, and then there's someone you're going to want to get there early and see, because he is going to go crazy, and he's one of the young bucks. He's going to be playing like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and, you know, he's I promise you're not going to want to miss it. You heard it here first. It's going to be fucking insane. Then we have Hayes, who I'm not that familiar with. Infects, the fucking Rhythm Don. Y'all know about how crazy Infect has been coming since Lost Lands, and he has just been buzzing. He's been on tour, and he has been making a name for himself, even though he doesn't have to, but he has been making a name for himself on the live front. People are finally putting a face to the name of Infect and seeing him perform, because I feel like the only time you saw Infect for a very long time was on SoundCloud, or, you know, in a song title, you know, like you didn't get to see an Infect set. And now they're popping up left and right, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you to whoever's making that happen, because, yeah. Next up, we have Jessica Autofred putting it on for the females, giving you a very heavy sound. And she kind of has similar sounds like Point Blank and Dirty Snatcher. That's like a kind of like an infusion of both. You know, all those 3 artists kind of have similar sounds in my opinion. And then we have another fat back-to-back Jaquee back-to-back sister. These are homies, so I know they're going to have some crazy shit planned, and they're going to just fucking murk us. And, you know, they have a very complimentary sound, because they both have very, like, dark and ominous kind of brands and sounds, but they also have rhythm influence as well, so it's going to be dark and stompy, but also bouncy and rhythmy, and yeah, so that's going to be sick as well, and that's a very complimentary back-to-back, kind of like Flux and Modus, Sisto and Jaquee. That's my comparison. Then we have another, you know, I guess phase 2 artist. Then we have Kumarian, who I've heard of the name of, but I'm not too familiar with. Leo Tricks, a very well-rounded artist, going to be giving you a bunch of everything. He has a lot of original music, and it fluctuates, you know, melodic, rhythm, typical dubstep, even like some weird kind of like experimental stuff. So we're going to get a lot of Leo Tricks tunes, and a lot of IDs, and a lot of vibes for sure. Next up, we have Murata, one of the heaviest acts on this lineup that I've seen so far. And you guys kind of know what you're going to get with Murata, just that crazy heavy tear-out sound, just that Murata dong sound, and you know, some rhythm-infused vibes as well. A lot of classic rhythm tunes, a lot of doubles, and a lot of just high energy and aggressiveness from the crowd. And you know, if you've never seen a Murata set, come with a first aid kit, you know, like, come ready to get hurt, because, you know, the crowd is going to get crazy if you get in the wrong spot. Next up, we have Immersive, a more, you know, experimental, bassy, Wakan kind of vibe. I feel like Immersive is a little bit more on the heavier side of the Wakan spectrum, not so experimental, but I could be wrong, but that's just my, you know, interpretation for what I've seen and know in my personal experience, you know, being in the circuit. Then we have Midnight Tea, another one of my favorites at Forbidden Kingdom, and just anywhere, honestly. I've seen him at Forbidden Kingdom the last 2 years. That is always one of my favorite sets. High energy, rowdy crowd, and just a lot of those classic Midnight Tea that you want to hear. And yeah, it is always a good time with all the homies. Then we have Miha DMB set. That's interesting. Mode Step, again, heavy, but also DMB. I feel like if we're going to get a DMB set, though, for Mode Step, it might say that. So it's not going to be an entire DMB set, but I feel like with Mode Step, he's definitely, you know, taking a drum and bass route, or definitely kind of trying to make drum and bass, you know, a thing here in America. And it's really hard, let me tell you. And it's not catching on quickly, but very slowly. I can see it. It's popping up here and there in a lot of artist sets. Next up, we have Movie, who I'm not familiar with. But Mr. One I'm not familiar with. Muerte, the homie, going to be giving you guys a lot of heavy, dark, and stompy vibes. Muerte is going to be sick, and that's another one of my artists I've been fucking with heavy for a while. Then we have Must Die, going to be giving you guys a little bit of everything, honestly. I don't really know what you're going to get with Must Die, but it's going to be heavy, but it is kind of also going to be all over the place. Next up, we have OG Nixon, bringing you guys that like very metallic OG Nixon sound. And, you know, a lot of rhythm-infused vibes, but not so many core rhythm sounds, I would say. But it definitely has, like, a swingy, repetitive, and crunchy kind of stompy vibe. Peekaboo, bringing the wubs. A lot of weird, chill shit. And then Peekaboo presents Hide and Seek Takeover. All right, that's pretty cool. So that's probably going to be, you know, that some Peekaboo style artists taking over a stage. That's going to be pretty cool. I've never seen that before, I don't think. Then we have a Pendulum DJ set. I'm pretty sure that's drum and bass. Phase 1, heavy dubstep. A lot of like metal, rock and roll, heavy screamo, you know, infused kind of stuff. Racket, I'm not familiar with. Rated R. Pretty sure that's a Florida native. Going to be bringing a lot of heavy mosh pit dubstep sounds, a lot of like sustained, like almost like siren-y bass. But yeah, high energy, definitely going to be crazy. Reaper, I think that's drum and bass as well. Reaper, I was on tour with Keizo, and so they kind of have similar sounds, you know, kind of all over the place, bouncy, heavy, jumpy, but I feel like Reaper is more on the bouncy drum and bass side of things as opposed to the heavy. Ride 10, you'll probably know, gives you a little bit of everything, some heavy, some trap, but just overall heavy, hard, and high energy. Rusko gives you a little bit of everything, some weird, some bouncy, some drum and bass, a lot of like fun dubstep, and you know, can like get heavy from time to time, but it's a different kind of heavy. It's more of like a grimy, you know, it's not like mosh pit heavy. Say My Name, King of Trap, that terror sound. Well, I shouldn't say King of Trap, I should say King of Terror Trap. He just really kind of branded this like terror trap sound, terror bass, and it's just like kind of screechy and just nightmarish, if that makes sense. Shanghai Doom giving you more Wakan vibes, weird, experimental, and chill. Skeleton I'm not familiar with. Slippy I'm not familiar with. Sonorous I'm not familiar with. Space Wizard I am a little bit familiar with. More Wakan vibes, weird, experimental, and chill. Stellar I'm not familiar with. Stoned Level, another one of my favorites since Forbidden Kingdom. I was blown away by this dude, and he just brings high energy, crunchy sounds, that Stone Level sound that you know. A lot of like swingy but crunchy, melodic kind of stuff. Well, maybe not melodic, maybe tonal is a better word. Tonal as opposed to melodic. But you know that Stone Level sound when you hear it, and its doubles are fucking insane as well. High energy, and it's just gonna get you moving from start to finish. This next one is another big one as well. Subfiltronic back-to-back Point Blank. That is going to be sick. Subfiltronic, a rhythm. Really both, honestly, are rhythm OGs, honestly, man. Point Blank has been doing his thing for so long. Subfiltronic even longer, I'm pretty sure. And that's going to be a very cool set because they both, like I said, have those OG rhythm influences, but have very different sounds, but also have very OG sounds at the same time. So it's going to be really cool, and that's going to be high. Dude, that Point Blank back-to-back Arctic set was fucking insane. And just Point Blank has been killing it with that sound and his IDs, and that's going to be really cool to see what he brings with Subfiltronic. So, that's, the back to B's, the back to B's, the B2Bs this year they're proper. Next up, wrapping up here, we have Sullivan King. Y'all know, heavy, screamo, rock and roll influences, and just a lot of like heavy metal influences as well. Another Phase 2 artist on here, it looks like. Sweet Tooth back-to-back Dr. Oosh. That is going to be another one you don't want to miss. Sweet Tooth is going to be fucking insane. And just a lot of underground rhythm, doubles, high energy. I've never seen a DJ with higher knees on stage than Sweet Tooth, bro. I feel like he's going to knee himself in the face the way he gets his knees up, bro. You can tell he loves this shit. He gets like, oh, he be feeling it behind the decks, bro. He gets in the zone. And Dr. Usha, I know some tracks, but I've never actually seen him live, so that's going to be cool as well. And then coming down here to the second to last line, we have Turnian Sound, which I'm pretty sure is more weird and Wakan type vibes. Truth as well, very experimental, trippy, and weird. Versa, insane. Forbidden Kingdom was Versa's first, festival debut playing live, and I was there, and it was fucking insane. And then we got to see him the second year again, and it was also fucking insane. Now he is on tour with Keizo, and it's still fucking insane seeing him inside. And I've gotten really cool with him. Got to film him at Lost Land. I work with his manager, and just see him every fucking where, and it's just really cool to be connected with him and just to see him grow. And it's just like, mainly because like I was such a fan, and now I'm just so close with this dude who I like was like, this dude's gonna blow up, and now I'm like watching him blow up, like right there with him, and it's fucking crazy. And then next up on here, another crazy act that everybody has been talking about is Vulgar, bro. These dudes are probably the hottest thing in rhythm right now. Everybody's talking about them. No one knows who they are. They are 3 mass DJs who have just been bringing the underground rhythm by storm, and just like I said, buzzing. Everyone's talking about them, and they are just on the come up, and to see them on here is going to be crazy, and there's going to be a lot of hype around them and their set for this, because this is probably their first big like festival set. They've been playing shows up and down, all over the place, actually. I've been keeping tabs, but this is their biggest booking to date, and it's going to be their biggest crowd to date, and it's going to be a lot of people's first time seeing them, and it is going to be insane. I'm telling you. Wrapping up here, we have Wooly, which is going to be sick as well. I saw Wooly at Forbidden. I've seen Wooly like everywhere, honestly, and his sets do not disappoint. And again, someone I'm very connected with, and could possibly even get to film at Forbidden Kingdom on stage like we did at Lost Lands. So I don't know, we'll see. But if not, I could do plenty of things from the crowd, because Wooly brings such high energy into a festival like this. It's gonna be crazy, mosh pit, flames shooting up and shit, and I'm fucking ready to do that shit again with Wooly. And then next up we have Rekno, who is going to be bringing a lot of fun, dancey, upbeat kind of vibes. I'm pretty sure he, she, they, I don't know what pronoun to refer to with this artist, but live vocals, you know, and yeah, it's going to be fun, it's going to be crazy, and I've seen Rekno before, and it is a blast. I be getting dancey, you know what I'm saying? I don't really dance when I'm at the fest or at the function, but Rekno got me dancing, you know? So next up we have YDG, who I'm actually going to be playing a show with soon in like 2 weeks here in New York City, along with Gravedigger. Bellatrix is going to be there. It's a spot I've never been to called Musica. If you are in the New York City area, definitely pull up, because YDG is going to be heavy as fuck. And that's what I imagine is going to be happening here at Forbidden Kingdom as well. I feel like he has a couple weird tracks, but all of the YDG songs I know are more on the heavy side. And, you know, I feel like you're going to get a lot of YDG originals during this set, because I know a lot of YDG tracks, honestly. And, yeah, I don't know too much about YDG himself, but I know a lot of his music, and a lot of it is really heavy, and I download a lot of it and play it in my sets. And then last on here, we have Zed'S Dead, Killa, and that is a really cool addition to this lineup. The one thing that I always kind of like don't like about Zed'S Dead, as crazy as it is to say, me not liking Zed'S Dead, I love Zed'S Dead, but I don't like how their sets are all over the place. They be getting house, they be getting feelsy. I want to see 2016 Zed'S Dead. I had my jaw on the floor. The first time I saw Zed'S Dead, I was like, holy fuck, these dudes are heavy as fuck. And I became a Zed'S Dead fan in one set. And then I kept seeing them, and I was like, this is not the Zed'S that I remember. And, you know, now they're, not that they're like conforming or catering, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. And, you know, like, and maybe they are catering, but I would hope, you know, at a festival like Forbidden Kingdom, or even like Lost Lands when Zed'S Dead comes back, that we get heavy Zed'S Dead. And, you know, they can do the feelsy stuff, they can do the house stuff, but, you know, I want the heavy Zed'S Dead. But I want the heavy everything. Y'all know that, right? And then we have one more artist on here who is blurred out, and that is the Forbidden Kingdom 2023 lineup. How long did that take me? Probably too long, honestly, as always. But those are my thoughts. That's who I'm excited to see. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys are hyped for. Let me know if you guys are going. If you do need tickets, I am an Insomniac affiliate, so I will have a link in my description box below. Feel free to hit me up, or just message me on Instagram, and I can send you a link, whatever. But, yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for the next one very soon.